Welcome to Warrior 613. I'm Jason. Hope all is well. This will be a quick update and part of the Ocrevus video that I talked about. Just going to give some things I've noticed. I'm not going to draw any conclusions from any of this or any further improvements that I think I may see with this. I'm just going to tell you what, after 5 days, I've noticed. And then after, well, we're going to start with, I came off of Tecfidera prior to going on Ocrevus. We did a 6 to 7 day washout period prior to going to Ocrevus, which was good. So there was not an extended period of time that I was off of any kind of DMD or disease modifying drug or treatment. So for 4 years I've taken Tecfidera, and I have learned that what I thought might have been sickness or the feeling of sickness, stuff that just made me sick to my stomach sometimes, was probably not anything to do with MS, and was probably directly related to the drug that I was on. During the washout period, after about 3 days, I started to feel markedly better, and there's no way that it's goes from a fairly in a chronic 4-year feeling of not overbearing. There's plenty of people that endure much worse, but just not feeling good. And so I was very surprised to find out, before I ever went on Ocrevus, I was feeling a lot better, just from a standpoint of just well-being. So that was really good. I probably would have taken that, and I probably would have just quit taking the other without going on anything else, had I known that. The next thing, so we had a 6 or 7 day washout period with Tecfidera, and then we went to, I did the Ocrevus infusion. Thanks to all of you that reached out that are currently on Ocrevus, to giving me some tips and also some things to look for. Also some things to maybe put in my head. I'm just kidding, but things that I never would have thought about, nobody told me about with Ocrevus, but I was sitting there thinking, is this, something that's gonna give me issues? And but I'm thankful to say I had zero issues with the infusion. That's a huge. The only issue I had with the infusion actually had nothing to do with any type of reaction, but it's I think it's really funny, but kind of a cruel thing is the amount of Benadryl they pump you with before the infusion, and the steroid infusion they put right behind it to reduce inflammation, basically puts you to sleep and wakes you up. So you're for the entire time, which is I think they got that from maybe some terrorist interrogations we were doing, but no. So first 5 days, it's Sunday now. First 5 days on Ocrevus. Like I said, I'm not going to draw any conclusions or make any emphasis or expand on things that I think I'll see further. I'm just going to tell you how I feel, and these are things that I have not noticed for the last 4 years. I don't think it's placebo, because I was not expecting, or I don't just think it's, expecting positive results, because I really was not sure what to expect with it. I'd done the research on its mechanism of action, and I like that it was the most promising for my situation, and my doctor agreed. So I have noticed that I don't think that I necessarily, I didn't think that I experienced MS fatigue. I go fairly hard and doing a lot of different things, which I'm very lucky. Some people are not fortunate enough to be able to do that. I have felt fantastic as far as from a fatigue standpoint, from 5:30 a.m. to you know, double-digit PMs, and then maybe back into single digits every now and then. So that's been fantastic. One thing that I was not even wasn't even thinking about the other day is I can while using the chair, I can stand and my legs are actually very strong. It's just there's no coordination between my core and my hip flexors to make any movement. When I can stand, and I was actually raised myself to stand, and usually for the last couple of years just making sure I was hanging on to something, and so I stood up and went to reach for something and realized I don't think I need to do that. I think I can stand stable. And that's when I realized that the vertigo feeling that had been a very common thing, it was one of those things I just gotten used to. And when I stood up, I felt it. When I sat down, it wasn't as bad, but I realized I don't think I've had any of that. So really just from a general endurance standpoint, from the dizziness, vertigo type feeling, and don't think it's improved the sickness feeling and just being sick to my stomach, but I think that was maybe a side effect of Tecfidera that I had that I thought I had skipped, and I was attributing that to MS. I'd gone on Gilenya for about 6 months before they switched me to Tec. Still don't have a reason why, and the doctor that I switched over to at Duke doesn't really see why they did that either, given that the scans showed no type of but Tecfidera, bye-bye, and looking forward to going back in just a little while, a week and a half, and getting the actual second part of the first dose of Ocrevus. So I'm very excited. I appreciate tons of reaching out and wishing me well, and got quite a few calls to make this week for people that are going through possible diagnoses during this time. And I just want to thank you for everybody that reached out and passed along well wishes, and look forward to talking to some of you that are going through a scary time right now very soon. And I will keep you updated. I may come back in a week and say, yeah, everything I said before, forget that. But just trying to not expect too much and hope for the best. And it's all going to happen, as you guys are well aware. The direction, hopefully, if you followed this for any time, of where I'm coming from with this, it's all going to happen in His plan. And but it doesn't mean that we don't hope and pray for the best. And sometimes I think I don't do that enough, as far as praying for the outcomes that most people encourage me to pray for and tell me they're praying for myself. And I appreciate that. I will say this: the first 5 days have given me as much optimism to see what could happen. My hope doesn't lie in that, and I'm not going to be, floored if I start feeling the same way again. It'd be a little bit of a bummer. I like being able to go hard long times and be able to talk to people and spend more time working with others, working with a full-time job, and you know, training some wonderful people at the gym, and working out, and you know, writing and speaking here, and maybe some new things that I'm working on right now, and some one in particular that I've had conversations about for the last 3 years. So I will look forward to talking with you guys soon, and have a wonderful week. Love you all, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.